Good evening and welcome to Love Good Feel Good Talk Love 101. I'm your host, Charles Brakely, along with the host of Love 101, my man Naeem Najee. What's going on, brother? How you doing today?
I'm excellent. How are you doing, Charles?
I'm doing great, man. I'm just here hanging and ready to have a great night like always. And we have a special guest. If you'd like to introduce yourself, young lady.
Yeah, we caught you eating snacks. We saw caught you
Yeah.
snack handed.
What you eating snacks over there? Oh man. Now you know. All right, well,
I'm Salima.
there you go. We got Salima in the house.
I'm
All right,
ready.
cool. Thanks, Salima. Appreciate that. Hey, before we get started, like always, I gotta give a shout out to my sponsor, the A Game. We're gonna go to a commercial break and we'll come right back.
This is A Game, an all-natural herbal dietary supplement formulated exclusively for men. Our proprietary blend was designed with one goal in mind: to improve your overall health, rejuvenating your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Want to be at your peak performance in everything you do? Then bring your A game. Fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Oh my God.
And that is the A Games. Great for your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Again, if you want your free sample, give me a call at 302-723-2836. Again, 302-723-2836 to get your free sample of the A Game. And like I said, it's also great for your immune system as well. You definitely need it in these times. So, Naeem, what's the topic for tonight, brother? What's going on tonight? I know you got something juicy.
Well, the topic is whatever you want it to be. So we're gonna talk about hold on a second. I'm gonna stop my screen share.
Okay.
We're talking about whatever you want tonight. So this is again our third week in a row for Ask the Love Doctor, open conversations about love and relationships. So I'm gonna go over the basic fundamentals of love and
Okay.
fear, and then anyone who's out there, say hello, give us some questions. I already told you last week we're doing this, so have your questions ready. If you have them ready, just post them in there. We'll take them one at a time.
All right. All
So,
right.
all right. So let me see if I can get my screen up.
Okay. We'll work off of that.
Yes.
How you doing tonight, Salim? I see you getting down. What you over there eating?
These are organic vegetable chips.
Okay, all right. Well, at least you're eating healthy. You know what I'm saying? So we'll keep it. We can appreciate that.
Sweet potato and guava or something like that.
Okay, all right, cool. All right. All right, here we go, Naeem. I think I see it right there, brothers, coming up.
That's it.
All right, here we go. Bam. There it is.
Okay. Let's start with the basic understanding of love and fear. By the way, I have an online course that I want to announce. I've had it since June, but I haven't really been promoting or sharing with you all. But I'll share the link so that Charles, you can send it out to everyone. That it's just a basic introductory course about love and fear, and it basically covers this. And it's about an hour long, and it's about 20 to 21 videos of me and some handouts where you can download where
Okay.
you're just getting the basic understanding of love and fear and how to improve your relationship with anyone at any time using a basic tool that you can apply right now. And the course is $33.33. And also there's discount codes available because no one will be turned away because they cannot pay. That's the principle that I live by. So basically, it's available for you, and you can basically decide whether you're going to spend, spend the full price, you're going to spend half price, you're going to spend $11, or if you really want it and you're not able to pay right now, you can just receive it without having to pay money for it. And I use that as an honor system and as a way to get the information to everyone without it being cost prohibitive, if that makes sense. And because it's a pleasure to share. So in
Right.
any case, let's look at this. We're talking about the facts of love and fear. So by the way, I'm Naeem Najib. I'm here to share the truth about love and healthy relationships, and also the truth about fear and unhealthy relationships. So I always got to give you both. And this is us talking about what love is and what it's not.
Mhm.
So love is freedom. Love is appreciation. Love is communication. Love is trust. Love is sincerity. What is love not? Love is not fear. It's not attack or anger. It's not conflict. It's not trauma. It's not separation. So that's the working definition we're using for love, because here at Love 101, we teach that love is a mindset and a skill set that you can learn and master,
Right.
not just something you fumble around with and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. No, if you learn the skill set and the mindset, meaning how love thinks, you will have love all the time in every situation with every person
Hmm.
because it originates from you. So, with that said, any questions out there that y'all have about love or relationships? Because I'm here to answer questions. It's my pleasure to answer any questions.
Let me
And I
see.
know people are still tuning in.
Yeah, some people are still
So,
tuning in. So right now, you probably we don't have anything going on. So I don't know. Let's see. Got anything? Let me see. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think.
Salima, do you have anything you want to ask or share?
Okay, she.
She's in her snacks right
Yeah.
now.
I'm I'm thinking about how love can manifest in sincerity.
Mm, the
You know,
sincerity.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. How does like I can be I can sincerely want you to only be with me. Is that the kind of sincerity?
Mm,
I'm really sincere about this.
right.
Okay. And yet, is that, yes, you can be sincere as in you truly want that, but it does, just because you have a desire doesn't mean it's going to be fulfilled. Love doesn't mean the fulfillment of desires, because we can have desires that are not healthy, right?
Right.
I have a problem with that.
Yes. Good. What's your problem?
The problem, because that's what love is supposed to be, the fulfillment of desires.
Oh, really? Well, what are desires?
Desires are those things that you really want, that you really want. You feel like you need it, you really want it, you know.
Okay.
So that's what love fulfills, those wants and needs.
Not true, actually. Love doesn't fulfill wants and needs in terms of, well, a desire is not a need. That's why it's a desire. It's an imagined need. We call a very strong desire. I really, really want you to only, be sexually exclusive with me. That may be a very strong desire, but a need is something that everyone needs, meaning everyone needs it in order to survive. That's the definition that we're working with. I know people have these loose leaf definitions for things. That's not the definition I'm using, because it calls for too much conjecture and opinion and back and forth. The needs that I'm talking about is, first, the need of love, which we displayed was freedom, appreciation, communication, trust, sincerity. We're going to get more into that, like you asked. And we also have a question in the back. But the other needs that we all share are the need of food, clothing, shelter, money, transportation, healthcare, those things that we need to keep our bodies healthy and well. You don't need sex in order to survive. You don't need it. And therefore you don't need sexual exclusivity or even romance or even marriage or even any of these sorts of things. You don't even need a healthy relationship in order to, your relationship can be very unhealthy and in conflict. That's not talking about survival. We're talking about survival needs. So when people talk about, okay, well, I really, love being the fulfillment of desires, you got to be careful with desires, because some people really desire to have free labor called slavery and will fight about that and have a whole civil war about it. And they truly desired that, that they truly desired that deeply. And if you ask them, well, is that what you really, really desire? Like, yes, sir, I do. I do desire some free labor, sir. So it's again, desires are up for discussion, but if your desires are not in alignment with the freedom and appreciation and communication, as we said down the line, then your desires can be out of alignment with love, because love's desire would be freedom.
Well,
No, go ahead.
Do we really need to be in a relationship? Do we need to experience love? What kind of relationship? I guess a committal relationship, a sexual No, we already talked about the sex. Just do we need to be in a loving relationship in order to experience love? I mean, can we do love by ourselves?
Okay, you cannot do love by yourself, meaning without meaning just, oh, I'm having no connection with anyone, anything at all. That's not how love operates. But in terms of being solo, as in no one living with you and physically around you, yes, of course, you can be in a relationship with thousands of people, just like thousands of people can watch this video and still have that relationship, having received the message that we're giving here without having to ever have met us or spoke live to us, right? And so you don't have to be in any kind of committed relationship or close proximity, because usually we're talking about a proximity relationship. And I think this day and time with COVID is teaching us, with all the virtual stuff. I mean, that's how Charles and I met. We met virtually. We've met a handful of times in person, but the freedom, the appreciation, the communication was always there without us having to be in a physically present all the time relationship. And that's another thing that we get tricked up by.
Yeah. So, but in order to really experience love, we quote, not even desire, but we need to be in some kind of relationship. Is that what?
Meaning a connection with another human being? Yes. You do not experience love alone. No.
Wow. Now that's a eye opener. You cannot experience love alone.
No. So you're going to be in you're going to be connected in some kind of way with someone and with life in general. It's not just, oh, just me, I'm sitting here and I'm connected. Love is extension. So it has to do with from you, but extending out beyond you. So it's not just that whole. So when people talking about, oh, I'm doing self-love and all that, yes, you are loving, appreciating yourself, but you're still interacting and engaging with life in some ways, and excluding someone. Well, this is an interesting way to say this. Being separate from others does not necessarily mean self-love. So you can use your relationships with others as a way to express love to yourself, right? So if you want to love yourself by being served food and not having to clean up, you may take yourself out to dinner, but somebody else is making that meal for you, right? So you're not absent of some type of relationship or connection with someone because Someone did that. Someone made the meal for you. You may have had a financial transaction and you wanted to enjoy a good meal that evening by yourself with the meal, but with the, it didn't happen just with you in isolation from the world and from life. So,
Yeah, suppose I just wanted that relationship to be with my dog or my plants.
yes, of course, you can love your dog, your plants, etc.
I mean, and not have any people in it.
Okay.
That that qualifies as a loving relationship.
So
It's
Naeem, what do you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bust in. I was trying to talk, I couldn't. Forgot to have myself on mute. I'm sitting there talking and I'm on mute.
Oh,
So you're saying you can't. What do you? I want to say, what do you say to the people that, you know? So you're saying people cannot love their self solely, basically. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying you
Mm.
you can love, you can appreciate and
Okay.
trust and express love to yourself. I'm saying that it's not going to be always without. It's not going to be you in isolation from everything. You know what I mean? Because we're still in relationship with our environment. We're still in relationship with life. We're still in relationship with our body, right? Because
Got
love is from your mind first.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mental thought process. So to in your mind, you think you have a can we go on mute? I hear a little background noise in the back. So that's the thing I think I should have clarified in the beginning, that love is a mindset and a decision you make in your mind, not just what you do. And you can interact in your mind with things, with people, with energy without having to move your body or do anything. And that's why you feel bad when you think about relationships that may not have been so healthy, or people you have grievances against, or things that happened to you that were traumatic. But you can also change your thinking about that and feel healthy, feel good about it. That's why people go to therapy and etc. and go have spiritual practices. So let's start there, that love is a mental activity before it is a physical, verbal, or any other activity. And with your mind you can embrace any and everything. So just that relationship mentally is a relationship. It's not just you, period. Love is always about extension. So I hope that's clear. I see in the back we have a
That was
question.
clear. Yep.
What do you mean by freedom? HT asks, what do you mean by freedom? And freedom means to do what you want to do and not do what you don't want to do. That's it. You're free. You're free to be yourself. You're free to do what you want to do and not do what you don't want to do. And it's a lot simpler than we make it, because it's like, oh, what about, because we're usually just burdened with this definition of relationship that involves some kind of romantic connection. But let me tell you, most people, we have a very loving relationship with most people in the world, meaning there's like 8 billion people. Freedom means you're not interfering with how somebody else lives their life, what they're doing, what they're saying. You're not bothering them about anything. Most people that are alive today, you are not bothering in any way. You're not worrying about what they're doing, not looking in their phone. You're not trying to track their movements. You're not doing anything to them. That is a loving relationship, because you're totally hands off, not worrying about them, and you're not attacking them either. It's those handful of people in your life that you're so involved with, trying to control where all the work needs to be done. Because most people, it's easy. It's like, oh, my neighbor or the person driving by me in the freeway, or the server at the restaurant. You're not worried about what these people are doing after they're outside of your presence. You're worried about what the people that and are connected to are doing, and trying to exert some force or some control in their life. That's not loving. And you're not having conflict with most people in the world. You're having conflict with those handful of people in your life. That's where all the work needs to be done.
Well, freedom doesn't really mean that we're free to be.
I think we're hearing feedback on your end, Charles. Well, go ahead, Selena.
Oh,
Freedom does freedom mean that we are free to be unloving?
Yes.
Whoa.
You're free to do whatever you want to do. You know, you are free. It doesn't mean that there's not consequences for your actions, but you are ultimately recognizing your freedom is a step to your liberation. And I say that in a relationship context because a lot of times people get in relationships, particularly romantic ones, and they start to exert control or ownership on each other, and they start to believe that their ability to make decisions for themselves and have a separate life is now limited. Like I can't be in a romantic relationship and also have my own life, or I have to report about everything I'm doing to this romantic partner, because the fangs of ownership usually go right behind that whole romantic title and position.
So we're free to be unloving. Then that's not really being in a loving relationship, is it?
Not if there's not appreciation, communication, trust in that relationship, because you're also free to not be in it. You know, someone's free to hate you, free to have conflict, free to be angry, free to attack you. They're free to do all that. You're also free not to receive it. It's the idea that you have to sacrifice and take crap from somebody just because they're my fill in the blank, my brother, my family member, my employer, my ex, my co-parent, my whatever it may be, that I have to receive you doing anything to me, saying anything to me, acting any way you want to act around me, disrespecting me. I have to accept that because it's love. We just go through these things. You don't have to do that. You're free to not accept that as well. And that's where we don't talk about love enough, is that, love stands up for itself. If there's something you don't want to do, like deal with somebody complaining, oh, let me get on the phone and talk to you all day about how miserable my day was. Like, listen, I'm having a great day and I don't want to hear it tonight. Talk to you later. Let me know you have some good news. Click. You're free to do that. And that doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't. But you're my friend. We always talk about my problems because you're my friend. No, you always talk about your problems and you are used to your friends listening to it, but I don't have to. And I can still be your friend and I don't have to. I'm just the friend that doesn't listen to your stuff. That's all. But it doesn't make me a bad person, But
Yeah.
it doesn't make them a bad person for complaining to me either. That's just what they do, right? It's an unhealthy relationship where they're complaining and I don't want to hear it. And then I'm like, oh, I got to listen to this person's crap because I'm their friend for 20 years. And oh, man, or I'm their lover, or I'm their, whatever, brother, sibling, whatever. I got to listen to it. That's when it's an unloving relationship, when you put that pressure on yourself. And it's an unloving relationship also when someone's like, when you say, oh, click, don't want to listen. And they're like, oh, why are you being that way? And they attacking you for being free to not listen to it. Listen, we're all free. You don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe them your listening ear. You don't owe them your time. For goodness sakes, we don't have time. We're not getting any time back. So what's wrong with you reclaiming your time? I don't want to spend another 30 minutes listening to your problems today. Am I a bad person for that? I'm not getting that 30 minutes back. And if someone won't understand that, that's okay too. They're free, but you also don't have to accept it. I think we got some comments.
yeah, we got some comments over here. We got Izzy Meditates. What's going on, lady? She says hello to everybody. And also Jasmine Collins. What's up, Jazz? She says hi to everybody. And that was me saying hello to everyone. So again,
hello, Charles.
How you doing, man? Hey, Naeem, we were talking about this last week. We were talking about, and I heard it again. Somebody was talking about love hurts. Can we go over that again, man? Because a lot of people, they say that all the time, and I heard that last week, right after we had that conversation last week. So can you go over that again one more time about, love hurting or love hurts or however you want to put it?
Well, let's first of all, love doesn't hurt; it
Yeah.
heals. Let's talk about why it's so easy to believe it does. Because when we get in a relationship, especially romantic ones, and everybody has some kind of trauma from a romantic relationship, and in that romantic relationship, the words "I love you" were probably said, and the the toxic, dysfunctional part is when the possession and the ownership and the trying to control another person comes in. And so it's this person says they love me, yet they are doing things that are manipulative or that are the word is they feel entitled to things from me. Like they feel entitled to certain information. I feel entitled to know your location. You know, people track their locations of each other on the phone. Again, some people have this agreement because they're actually caring. Like tracking someone's location consensually is you know, that's a consensual thing. But the thing is it an insecurity that is masks as care? Like I care about where you I want to make sure I know where you are in case something happens, or you know, we have some agreement where, you know, we would help each other. Or is it just like I'm tracking where you're going so I can use this to attack you or to question you about things that are none of my business also, right? So the reason why people think that love hurts is because we experience a lot of hurtful things and traumatic things and behavior that is not loving in relationships, especially romantic ones, and also perpetrate it too. I'm not saying that we victims. I'm just saying that it's so easy to lose sight of the freedom, of the appreciation when you're just so used when the familiarity creeps in. Let me tell you something. Familiarity is a terrible thing. Familiarity, comfort is a terrible thing. There's this new term. Well, I don't know if it's a new term, but I've heard it a few times talking about new relationship energy. People are talking about these days like a relationship gets stale after 2 or 3 months and it's no longer that new relationship energy. But what they're talking about is familiarity. We got into this pattern where we would call each other every day. Like imagine you talking to somebody or texting somebody every day for a few weeks, and then one day you don't text them or call them. Now it's like something that you've integrated into your life. You've developed this pattern, this familiar pattern about is not there, and automatically your mind is like, wait, something's wrong. It's not, oh, they're busy, or oh, we don't have to do this every day, or oh, it's like you've created a bond, a chemical and emotional bond with this person, and you probably like connecting with them, but then when they don't, or not as frequent as you like, now suddenly the programming in your head goes, oh, something's wrong. And that's the first step of danger. That's how you know you're familiar. You're getting too familiar. Instead of and then the reaction, if you can't control your reaction, which could be, oh well, what why, you know, question it out of fear. Why are you not talking to me? Or what's going on? You don't not like me anymore. And all these insecurities come out in the open, and it literally all the time. I promise you, people all the time. Whatever people do that you think is, you know, against you, it has nothing to do with you. Even if it is specifically, I'm blocking your number because I feel like, you know, you don't like me anymore or whatever, so and so, it's their own interpretation of you that they use to cause themselves to do that. It's not you. It's what they're telling themselves about you. So everything everyone does and says is always about them, not you. And so when we start trying to curtail our behavior so that we can get what we want from another person, even if it's just some time or some text message or a call or whatever the case. And this is where it starts getting, again, unhealthy. And so another way people believe that love is hurtful is because there's a lot of abuse and verbal, emotional, physical that can go on in relationships. And people believe sometimes we've been taught to believe that because I accept all this abuse from you and I'm still with you, then my ability to take all this abuse means that I have to love you. I know you come drunk all the time, and you attack me and you verbally degrade me and you talk about me and you do all this stuff, but I'm still with you. I'm in your corner. So that's love. Why is it love to you wouldn't say it's love to take a hammer and hit yourself in the head with it. But when we put the hammer in someone else's hand and then they hit us in the head with it and we stay there and take it, we call it love. You call it abuse if you hit yourself, like, oh, I'm beating myself up. Oh, no, can't stop. But then somebody else is doing it. It's like, no, I'm gonna take it. Oh, I'm gonna take it because I love them. That's just a non sequitur. They're beating you up and it's because you love them. That's, first of all, not true. And it's just a straight non sequitur, because it's like, no, one thing has nothing to do with the other. You're accepting abuse because you actually hate yourself and you actually don't believe you deserve to be treated with care, because those that treat you with care, in that mindset, by the way, then when you're in this mindset of abuse, care looks suspect to you. It looks such like, why are you being so nice to me? I don't know what you're being. So, and it's not funny, but you got to look at it clearly, because we can all relate. It's like, why would you look suspect at the person that's trying to be kind to you? Oh, they probably want something in return, and so and this and that. But I'm familiar with this beating, though. I know how many hits I could take before I, black out. So, yeah. Love hurts is very popular.
Hey, Naeem, you know what? You hit that right on the nose too, buddy. Like, you'll say, like, you'll be nice to people, and it's like they automatically think you want something in return. Or if you say, you want, oh, I think they call it Joe now. He's too Joe, or I don't know what they got so many sayings out now. I lose track, but it's sad that, like if you, I don't know, when you do something like that's like what I was talking about I think I was talking about this last week. You go speak to somebody in the store or wherever, and some people, they accept it. Hey, how you doing? Hey, buddy. But then some people look at you like, what is he speaking to me for? Or why is he speaking to me? I'm like, wow. It's crazy. Like that, that hello, because some, might save someone's day. You never know, might make their day or even save their life, because some people, need that, and it's like some people just reject it. I'm like, wow, that is crazy. You know what I mean? Just like you said, I had this one friend, actually it was my brother's, they had friends. Anyway, I don't get into it. But anyway, she used to get beat up by her boyfriend, and she thought that was love. She was loving it. Like she would take, black eyes and stuff like that. She was like, oh, I know he loves me. I came out, I had a black eye. I mean, and she was like bragging about the story. Like her eye was, like she told the story about how big and black and bruised her eye was, and she thought that was like, the most, I don't know, the most greatest thing in the world. I was like, wow. I said, are you okay? Something gotta be wrong with you. You know what I mean? So some people are they love that. They love that toxic relationship, and it's sad, but I see it all the time. I mean, I don't want to get into detail because I know a couple people I know that they're going through some dumb stuff too. Got to see the phone, got to have their phone on speaker when they talk to somebody. Can't go to the store. You got to follow them to the store. All kinds of crazy stuff. You know what I mean? I don't want you talking to nobody but me. I'm gonna isolate you from all your friends. But that's not love. That's craziness. So I don't know. Yeah. That's just me.
No, that it's not love, and it's literally a cult. And I've written a book about this. Like, a cult is an abusive relationship, and it's hard to see it when you're in it. You don't see it when you're in it. And the only one that can liberate you is yourself from it. But you have to see things. Sometimes people have to get to their threshold of pain, and everybody has a breaking point. And unfortunately, some people's breaking point is beyond the point that their bodies can actually withstand, or their lifetime can withstand. Meaning, some people get killed in the process of reaching their breaking point to make the decision to not be in that anymore. Because once you make that undivided decision, there's nothing that can stop you from freeing yourself. A mind that recognizes love and freedom and knows that that's what it deserves will not be stopped. It doesn't matter. It will not be stopped. But yeah, Charles, I know what you mean. And it's it's unfortunate, but that's why we're here again, just sharing the truth. The truth is that you are free, and you are also responsible to take care of yourself when you're in a relationship, and not just physically, but I mean emotionally, mentally. You can't lean on someone to supplement your happiness. Your happiness is 100% your responsibility, Naeem and everyone else. And so you can't put your sadness or your happiness on someone else, on someone else's lap, and say, well, because you didn't make me this food or give me this birthday card, now I'm upset. You can say that, but it just wouldn't be true. You're expecting that from them, but they really don't owe you that. So anything that you give someone or receive should be appreciated, because, say this over and over again, nobody owes anybody anything. Every day is a blessing. Even if you've been living with somebody, married to them 30 years, they could easily next day say, you know what, I don't want to live with you, be married to you, be with you anymore. I'm leaving, and that's it. And they could totally do that because they're free. And so could you. It could be looked at however it wants to be looked at. You could say what you want to say about it, but it doesn't mean that it's not true. That's the truth. On the back end, we got Valentine's Day is coming, oh my, from HT. So yeah, anybody got any thoughts about Valentine's Day? What's going on?
I don't have a thought.
We can hear you, Salima. What were you saying? Nope, now you just put yourself on mute. You was
Okay.
off mute. Now you're on. Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a thought about Valentine's Day yet, but I was thinking about when we're talking about abuse that I wonder how many people are aware that men are abused in relationships. A whole lot, whether it's emotional and sometimes even physically. And I think not too many people are aware of how men or men are even aware that they are being abused in relationships.
Yes, that's a good point.
And that's great, because I was referring to one of a male. I'm not gonna say a buddy of mine, whatever, but I was referring to a male where, like I was telling you about the phone. You gotta have the phone on speaker. You can't go to the store without me. If you 5 minutes late, you gotta come on. You can't. You know what I mean? If you're in the shower for more than like 15 minutes or 10 minutes, you can't. You gotta come out the shower. All kinds of crazy stuff. I heard it all. So that's what I was talking about, a male, because men are definitely abused on a daily basis. It's unfortunate that society always talk about the female, because let's be honest. If you call the cops up, I mean, now they're a little bit more strict now, but back when I was coming up, if you called the cops and say, hey, this female did this to me, they'd probably laugh at you. Okay, buddy, we'll be there as soon as we can, But now, I mean, they're a little bit strict now as far as that's concerned, and they react a little bit better. But before, I remember when I was coming up, they would laugh at you. They'd be like, "Oh, she didn't do anything to you," and they just keep it moving. So again, that's what I was talking about, a male that have to go through this stuff, and it's crazy.
I just wrote a short list of things to help people. So I was like, what would I tell myself if I was in an abusive relationship? So I'm going to say this to everyone, men, women, male, female, every pronoun. Let me explain something to you about abusive relationships. You are responsible to liberate yourself from an abusive relationship, because no one can do it for you. And if you don't do it of your own free will and volition, you'll find yourself right back in one, whether it's the same one or a different one. You'll recreate that. So here's some indications that your relationship is not healthy. So we already know. We're going to start with the obvious, which is physical abuse. That you fear, or you fear physical abuse, or that you've been physically abused. Any fear whatsoever means it's unhealthy, because if you fear that somebody's going to attack you verbally, physically, in any way, because of something you do that's, again, not an attack on them, then that's not healthy. and you need to liberate yourself. Now, if there's any type of behavior control going on where you're like you said, oh, you can't be in the shower that long. You gotta let me know any kind of behavior control and trying to track and monitor your behavior off the threat of some kind of attack, again, not consensually out of love, then you need to liberate yourself. If there's any kind of ultimatums going on, if you don't do this, then that's, I'm going to do this to you and so. Any type of threats going on, and all this stuff goes on. Any type of financial exploitation goes on. Someone's using your money non-consensually, swiping your card, charging things on your card without your consent every time. Because if you didn't just say, here's this card you can use whenever, or here's this money you can use, it's yours. If it's your money and someone's using it without your permission every time, then that's again another form of abuse, financial. So look at these things. And I know it's so prevalent, pervasive, and normal that we don't think about it. Somebody's asking to see your phone. Let me see who you're talking to, or trying to censor or cut out different people in your life, saying you're not allowed to talk to this person or communicate with that person or connect with that person anymore. Any type of monitoring, again, this is all unhealthy indications. And here's the thing, you got to stand up for yourself. Because here's the thing, someone can ask to see your phone all they want. They can tell you better be back here when I say all they want. They can make an ultimatum all they want. But if you go for it, you're the one who just used that person to abuse yourself, right? And so I'm not accepting no victimhood here. If somebody wants to, if it's got to it's got to stop today. If there's any of this that I'm talking about going on, verbal abuse, somebody's just reading you the riot act all of a sudden out of whatever. Well, you came home, so and so, this and that. You like, excuse me, stop. I'm stopping you. I'm interrupting you. Do not talk to me like that. And if you continue talking to me like that, I will not be around to hear it or receive it. And you got to be willing, everybody, if you're in a situation where you're with someone, I don't want no excuses for this, because I know there's a lot of excuses that that is not healthy, but you're like, oh, but we're domestically together. Leave. If you make it up in your mind that you don't deserve to be abused, but you're just dealing with it because you need a place to stay, or because they're, y'all doing 50-50 on the rent, or whatever the case, leave. Find a way to leave, or get them out of your place if they're in your place. All right? Because it's not going to stop. Okay? It's not just going to stop. And again, I know this is an interesting point because it's very sensitive, but there's an abundance of resources and help available for you when you really start earnestly looking for it. All right? Your place is not the only place in the world there is to live. It's not the only affordable place. And they're not the only person to live with. There are people that you could, if you want to have roommates or housemates or, even a domestic partner, people that will love you and care for you in the same home. I'm not saying that you don't live with somebody if you want to, but live with someone who loves you. Live with someone who you love. And by love, I mean free, appreciate, communicate, trust, sincere with. That doesn't just mean you're romantic. What if you have a roommate or family? I know plenty of people who are going through this whole, like, I need to get my own space thing, or I need to, just even, relatives and friends who are, coming of age, and they're like, they're just becoming adults, and they're like, they're seeing the need to, or the strong desire to have their own space. And they are finding these solutions. They're finding it, they're finding their way. And even in these times of COVID, so unless you just want to remain in an abusive cult, then leave. And once you make the decision that you're not going to come back to that under any circumstances, like, there can be, if you really want to be dedicated to your own self-love, There can be nothing that's more valuable to you than your own peace of mind, people. Nothing. No neighborhood, no place, no amount of money, no no lease, no whatever that's more valuable to your peace of mind, because whatever you're doing in your life, separate from, partner or whoever else you're living with, you can do that in an environment that's supportive of you. You don't have to be in a non-supportive environment, a non-supportive relationship. Everything you do should enhance your life in some way. So if your living situation is not enhancing your life, then it is definitely hurting you. There's no in-betweens. There's nothing you can walk into and it just all remains even. You walk into a place, you can feel the energy, you can, you feel the vibes. People say, you can know that, oh, this is good, this is welcoming, this is supportive. Or you can go into a place and be like, oh, I don't feel like I can be myself here without getting attacked. What's going to happen? I don't know which way it's going to come from. So life is too short to be miserable. That's all I'm saying. If you make that decision, you'll find a way. I can't tell you the way because everybody's way is different, but you will find a way, and life will make a way for those who make an undivided decision for their peace. That's the truth. I think we got a comment here.
Amen. Amen.
Thanks for doing this as always. This is Dreddy Gal. Thanks for suggesting to folks about reaching out for support in abusive relationships. Important. Yeah, there's so many hotlines. You got friends, family members. You got, so many ways, so many different resources for help. And that's, again, for basic needs too: food, clothing, shelter, refuge, etc. Also, someone reminded me recently that one of the meanings of the word Valentine comes from a Latin word meaning strong and healthy. So perhaps we can use Valentine's Day not as a special day to express love, but as a commitment to being in loving and healthy relationships. Appreciate you all. That sounds like a good idea, a good repurposing of the word from something more than a commercial holiday to give more money to Hallmark and anyone else who's your relationship.
Exactly.
Money. How about this? How about and I'm just throwing this out there. How about everybody who's in some kind of romantic relationship make an effort to spend absolutely no money on your romantic partner, but express love to them in a creative way that only you could do, right? Even if it's just writing a note, like only you could write a note, but how much it costs you to take a piece of paper and write a note? It don't have to say Hallmark on it, right? For it to be special or for it to be valued. And if they don't appreciate that, back to what I said a few minutes ago, leave. Why would you be with somebody who you, like, I spent all of 2 minutes writing you this note and you don't even appreciate it? Nah, can't do this. So
yeah, you definitely you definitely gonna have people find different relationships on that one. 2-minute notes and all.
Hey, you know how much you can write in 2 minutes? I'm a writer. I'm telling you, you can write some amazing things. That's 120 seconds.
I nub you, girl.
A lot.
A lot.
Hashtag no money.
Oh my God.
Savings. I'm putting that $5.95 in the bank.
That is so funny. Hey, what's up, Ebony? What's going on? She says hello in the back room. I know she came on. She's out there. Let me see. I'm gonna bring her on for a second. I think she wanted to come on tonight. So we got about another 10 minutes or so. So I'll bring her up. What's going on, lady?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
All right. What's up with you?
Miss you guys. Nothing. I was listening in. I like the topic and what Naeem was saying about just making a gift for someone for Valentine's Day. I think the next day, like 2:15, would probably be the end of Valentine's Day, literally. If someone were to write a letter, you know what I mean, Chuck? Look how you laughing at that, like, because the expectation, I think, is blown out of proportion. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's like a kid's. That should be for kids. Love is every day. Like Naeem is saying, love is every day. It doesn't mean you have to go to Walgreens, Walmart, get me XYZ. It's more for the children who want to participate in that type of celebration of, hey, who got a Valentine's Day card, because it makes them excited for situations like that, not for adults, but probably a lot of people will break up.
Yeah. Me personally, Valentine's Day is every day. You show them
Right.
love and appreciation every day. That day shouldn't matter. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. I'm gonna stick to that one.
You reminded me of something,
And-
Ebony, saying that a lot of relationships would end. This is a beautiful thing. People don't see breakups as a beautiful thing, but they can be a beautiful thing when
Yes.
you're not supposed to be together, or when you're together in fear rather than love. So
Right.
I would hope that more relationships would just take their, have their natural expression and to have their natural death. Okay. Not all relationships in that romantic form are supposed to be forever. Right. So it's a good thing. And if your relationship, let me give you this piece of information. Take a 3-minute pause for effect. 3, 2, 1. Okay. If you're so afraid of your relationship ending because of some arbitrary anything or something you missed, you forgot, a Valentine's Day note, whatever, quote, whatever, it should end. The sooner the better. If you're that scared that you're going to be, and your stuff is going to end up on the sidewalk.
For one day.
Take your own stuff and put it out on the sidewalk so you can pick it up and get rid of it and get up out of there. Right? Because if it's that fragile, y'all, it cannot last.
It should not.
Why keep trying to step around the flames? I'm just trying to keep the flames, controlled and stuff. It's gonna burn the house down. You might as well pour the gasoline, throw the thing, and walk away without turning and look. Like, be like an action movie person.
Waiting to exhale.
Yeah, you just walk away, let the whole house blow up, and be cool about it. Put on your shades as it's blowing up. It's like, yeah, that was a great run we had. Now it's over. And that's good. But if you're so afraid that your relationship is going to end, first of all, it will. But second of all, the sooner the better. So again, let's be, what did I say? Anything in here that you're afraid of, any physical abuse, we got to put that out there. Any kind of control of behavior, any ultimatums, any kind of, somebody, they got to track you and see where you're going, looking at your phone, financial exploitation, your verbal abuse, verbal, abuse and attack, all that, arguments, that is set up for a nice, good, healthy death. It needs to have its time and let it go. Stop trying to hold on to stuff. So yeah,
I agree. And that goes to what Salima was saying about men being abused, because they're usually the ones who's in trouble on Valentine's Day if you don't bring something home.
Well, I don't receive that for anybody. Because you believe that somebody is capable of putting you in trouble, like putting you in timeout. What are you, a child? How are you in a position where you're in trouble, right? For not fulfilling an expectation. Grow up. All right.
I agree.
That's all you need to do. Grow up. And if you don't have enough testicular or ovarian fortitude to walk away, then you don't need to be in that relationship. You're just going to become, again, you're just in a self-imposed jail. You just gave somebody the key, like, put me in jail. I want to be miserable. I want to be given whatever rations.
Hey, what I be in the house tonight? I'm just playing. Go ahead.
In the corner.
Yep. Give me the rations you want to give me. Let me out whenever you want. Just let it be known up front. This is what I want. Keep me in this little jail, and whenever you decide I should go back in, then yeah, I'm gonna go back in.
Right.
In trouble. In trouble for what?
Right. Because it's Valentine's Day and I didn't get the balloons and the cards and stuff.
I think my face speaks more than my words.
It does.
Hey, we're gonna take a commercial.
It does.
And we'll be back in 30 seconds. This is the A Game. One more time. One more again.
This is A Game, an all-natural herbal dietary supplement formulated exclusively for men. Our proprietary blend was designed with one goal in mind: to improve your overall health, rejuvenating your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Want to be at your peak performance in everything you do? Then bring your A game. Fast acting, long lasting, with no side effects.
Oh my God.
Hey, again, and that is the A game. Good for energy, strength, libido, and vitality. So definitely check me out, 302-723-2836 to get your free sample of the A game, 302-723-2836. We're going to come out with something for the ladies soon, so be on the lookout for that. And wanted to tell everybody how they can find us here at Feel Good Talk. Let me get this right. Here we go. Boom. You can find us at LinkedIn at Feel Good Talk, on Facebook at Feel Good Talk. You can find us on YouTube at FGT Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. Hey, shout out to everybody that was listening on YouTube. I seen the numbers tonight. Thank you for that. And also Instagram at Feel.GoodTalk. So again, that's where you can find us at. All of our social media, we're around. So, hey, Naeem, awesome show, man. Like always, brother. I love the topic. I love the conversation. And
the snacks from Salima. All those
there you go.
shared.
Yeah, Salima eating and not bringing anybody nothing to, it's all good. But we'll talk about that later. And again, Valentine's Day is Sunday. So, hopefully everybody took this advice from Naeem. You don't have to get her the balloons. You don't have to get her the candy. You don't have to get her that expensive jewelry. I'm going to get off here.
You have to find somewhere to stay. So
That's the problem.
I was gonna say, and you don't have to be in that relationship.
be there
Yeah.
to be in that house.
And then next year you'll be doing the same thing. Go ahead, break the tradition, see what happens.
I would like to say there are sane people out here who appreciate love, appreciate gifts, appreciate freedom, and don't expect anything,
Right.
and are in healthy relationships and just able to make fun of stuff that people take so seriously, like the whole the Valentine's Day thing and expectations and we gotta check up on each other and all that. It's just grown people who know how to express themselves freely to each other in whatever way they choose, with impeccable communication and able to resolve problems when they come up, because they come up, and in miscommunications, able to resolve it peacefully and without bickering and pettiness and arguments and fighting and conflict, and just so devoted to love and peace that there's nothing that two people who want love more than anything else, there's nothing that can stop them from having that, y'all. And again, love meaning freedom, appreciation, and I appreciate that, and I've met and connected with some of these people, like you here on the show today. Thank you. And you wouldn't be listening to this if you were not over the pain and the false belief that love is painful, because that's what I want to celebrate here today, everybody. That love is freedom and love is healing, and we're doing it every day. And then it's us demonstrating that and continuing to be consistent in that gives hope to us and to everyone else, because we've all experienced the opposite. We all experienced the abuse, the trauma, the pettiness, and just don't receive it anymore. You don't have to. And you also don't offer it anymore. Like, I'm not going to be difficult with you because you didn't call me back. I'm not going to be cold-shouldered to you because you forgot my birthday, or I'm not going to dismiss you or block you because you didn't show up how I wanted you to show up. I'm also going to care about you and want to connect to you and find out how we can mutually support each other. How I can support you without anything expected in return. That's what I truly want to do. And there's people that have made this realization who live their lives from that space. So for you all, appreciate you. Continue to demonstrate that, because those of us who haven't reached that mindset yet need to see the loving demonstration. And those people who still are in the conflicting mindset and the controversial mindset of, I got to try to force you and control you. For us that know that love is freedom, Love the people that try to control you by not allowing them to control you, by telling them straight up, like, you're not
Right.
going to control me, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything I don't want to do.
Right.
And I'm not afraid of losing you. And I
Right.
really love you. And I really want to be with you in whatever way we are connecting. And
Right.
I'm not going to accept no crap from you. And I'm
Right.
not going to show up when I don't want to. And I am
Yes.
going to show up when I want to.
That's
And
it.
I appreciate you. And
Right.
I am not saying this as an attack. And I'm not saying this to shut you down or have the last word.
Right.
I'm not going to allow myself to be verbally attacked or abused in any way. And if you cross the line, I'm going to check you. And I'm
Right.
not going to put myself in a position where you can cross the line again.
Right.
You're teaching me that, okay, you want to swipe my card without my permission? I'm going to get a new card and you're never going to have access to it. I still love you, but
Right.
I'm not going to let you do that. You got to ask permission before you use my money.
Right.
And I love you. That doesn't mean I don't love you.
Right.
You're just
Doesn't.
testing me.
That's
Just trying to talk
like push.
to my boundaries.
Yes.
And I have to
Pushing.
teach you that I'm not going to stand for it.
That's right. The
I'm not
wall
gonna-
going up.
I'm not going to be talked to any kind of way. I'm not going to be present to be talked to any kind of way. You can talk however you want,
Right.
but I'm not going to sit here and take it if I don't want to. I don't have to. I don't have
Mhm.
to be with you. I don't have to be here. And I want to be with you and I want to be here. That's why I'm here.
Right.
Not because I have to be. I may be your husband. I may be your wife. we may be co-parenting, but I still don't have to do any of this
Right.
if I don't want to. You can do whatever you want to do. You can say whatever you want to say. You can think and feel whatever you want to feel. I'm a free human being, and I'm going to operate as such. And I love you. Period.
And I love
And I
you.
free you.
Right.
I mean, I recognize your freedom. I can't free you because I don't own you, but I recognize your freedom. I'm not going to let you tell me who I can and can't talk to.
Right.
I'm not going to let you look at my phone unless I want you to. I'm not going to let you interrogate me about what I'm doing that has nothing to do with you, or interrogate me, period.
Right.
I'm not, because I'm a free human being. I'm going to operate as such.
Right.
And I love you. All right. That's love. Not
That
just
is.
accepting anything just because somebody feels like it. I'm not talking from my feelings right now. I'm talking from the stone cold truth. And that's what we can do as loving people to those in our life who aren't there yet, in order to love them. Don't let them abuse you. Don't let them walk all over you, because they're free to walk all over you and you're free to check them. All right. So they're not bad or wrong by pushing boundaries. They're not bad or wrong by seeing how far they can go. That's human nature.
Right.
But you are also in a position where you can decide how you want to proceed. And hopefully it's as a free human being who does what they want to do. And don't take no crap from nobody, even yourself. I'm done.
Even yourself. Even yourself. Key word. Even yourself.
And I just want to say, if y'all out there, call me.
The free people. All the free people, call me.
Call us. Hit us
Call
up.
me. Call me.
It's not a lot.
Oh,
Call
yeah.
me.
Call me.
Put your number up at the bottom. Wait, Selena, put your number up.
2311780.
Right.
Hey, Jetty Gal says thanks for all of that on freedom. Amen.
Hey,
Jetty Gal for tuning in. We definitely appreciate you. Hey, we got any last words by anybody here before we get on up out of here?
Freedom is free.
yes,
Mhm.
yes. I just want
Don't
to
cost a thing.
thank my precious brother. Y'all see this? Thank you, Naeem. Thank you so much. It's beautiful.
Hey, and I like to say, thanks everyone for coming on. Thank you, Ebony. Thanks everyone for coming on. We got HC Lovejoy at the bottom. She's in the back room. Thanks for tuning in with us. Salima, is always a pleasure. Next time, bring us some veggie chips, please. Thank you. Appreciate it. And Ebony, thanks for tuning in. And don't forget about Salima's book. Go ahead, Salima. Talk to him about your book.
Just real quick, it's Swan Songs, Melodies of My Spirit on Amazon.
Okay.
Salima Ira. Yay.
All right, definitely go cop that book. Definitely, I mean, a great reader, so definitely check her out. Salima, she's doing big things, so definitely support the lady. Yes, indeed. Ebony, you got anything you would like to say before we leave? I know Naeem, he took a break. I think he went off, but where you got anything you want to say? Anything?
No, just freedom is free.
Okay, freedom
It
is
doesn't cost anything.
okay.
I'm trying to tell people that they don't want to listen to me.
All right. Well, hey, I'd like to thank everyone for listening to Feel Good Talk and tuning in. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody. Izzy Meditates, Jasmine Collins, Dreddy Gal. We had a lot of people on the other feed that
Can y'all hear
came
me?
on through as well. My man Will McKenzie, he was on here. We had Antoinette
I
at
can't hear
home.
anybody. I think I'm disconnected. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
You know, so, okay. We got
We
Mel
can't hear
Johnson, also my frat
We
brother.
can hear you. We can hear.
All right. I don't even know if we're still live. Did we shut off? Did we go off yet?
Nah, we're still on.
Off. We're here.
Okay, we're still
I-
on. All right.
I'm giving
And
everybody
I
shout
got
out.
cut off for a
Hear
second,
you.
but thank you for listening. Thank you for joining. We appreciate you.
He wrapping up, Chuck.
And again,
He
you can
wrapping up?
find
Okay.
my books and everything, Amazon. Just put in my name. We're gonna post that online course. Everybody can learn what love is and what it's not once and for all. Stop playing games. Stop acting like love is a convoluted subject. It's the easiest thing in the world, easiest thing to do, and it's the hardest thing to live without. So let's get it right.
Yes.
Let's just get
Yes.
it right and be done with it. We're never done with love, but let's be done with all the confusion and controversy about it. It's not necessary. I see you, Salima, but I don't see Ebony or Charles. Are they on here?
Yeah, they're here.
Okay. Well,
I'm here, brother. Can you hear me?
Device is telling me that they just
Oh.
a little scrolling thing. So I'm done. Charles, you can take us offline if you want, because I can't
right.
hear you, I can't see you, but I'm done. And thank you all for joining.
All right. Hey, look, this was another
I don't know what's going
awesome episode, Naeem. I know he can't hear me, can't see me, but when you look at the replay, you'll
And
be able to
Ebony
see
and
me and hear
Charles,
me.
I see y'all writing in the chat. No, I cannot hear you. It's just
boy.
it's
Okay.
a call for love over here.
All right, that's it.
It's a call for love and joy.
It's a call for love.
All right. Hey, listen. Again, hey, thanks everyone for tuning in. This is
Yeah.
Feel Good Talk Love 101. We'll see you next week, same time, 7 p.m. right here on Feel Good Talk Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. I'm your host, Charles Brakely. My man, Naeem Najib. He can't hear me or see me. And also, we got Emily there.
Is Charles
And also
talking?
Salima. So we're out. I can't forget HT Lovejoy. She's still on vacation. Wow. I wish I
I'm
could
gonna
live
go
like
and come
that.
back.
So again, we
Yes,
out
no.
here. See you next week.
Bye,
I'm signing off, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye.